Do you find yourself wondering why your leg strength seems to be declining despite maintaining proper nutrition, regular exercise, and following recommended health guidelines? Have you noticed that the stairs in your home feel increasingly challenging with each passing week? Does rising from your favorite chair require more effort than it once did? While many attribute these changes to natural aging, there may be an unexpected factor quietly working against your mobility, something you'd never suspect. The surprising truth is that sometimes the issue isn't what you're neglecting in your health routine, it's actually something you're doing consistently every day, believing it benefits your well-being. Most seniors unknowingly make what seems like a perfectly healthy choice daily, confident they're supporting their health because they've learned throughout their lives that fruits are natural, wholesome, and inherently good for the body. While most fruits are indeed healthy and beneficial, here's an uncomfortable reality rarely discussed openly. Certain fruits may not be optimal for individuals over 60. Several specific fruits, ones many consume multiple times weekly without consideration, might gradually contribute to leg weakness, joint inflammation, knee discomfort, and walking difficulties. These commonly marketed healthy fruits could be working against your leg strength, balance, and mobility in unexpected ways. As our bodies age, they undergo significant changes affecting how we process different foods. Our metabolism naturally slows, circulation becomes less efficient, and foods that once energized us may now work against us, particularly certain fruits containing specific compounds. Despite their appealing taste and innocent appearance, these fruits contain natural acids, sugars, and compounds that can negatively impact blood sugar levels, aggravate sensitive joints, and potentially weaken leg muscles over time. The damage occurs slowly and subtly, developing gradually over months or years until you experience sharp calf pain, persistent thigh aches, or knee tightness after short walks. Today, I'll reveal 7 fruits that individuals over 60 should consider avoiding or limiting, especially to protect their legs from chronic damage and progressive deterioration. These fruits aren't as harmless as they appear. Once you understand the truth about these seemingly innocent fruits, your perspective on your fruit choices will change forever. If you value your strength, independence, and desire to maintain strong, stable, pain-free legs, I encourage you to continue reading this comprehensive discussion. This information could be the awareness your body needs and might transform your health in unexpected ways. Before exploring our detailed list, I want to mention something important. If you care about your health and want to stay informed about topics that can genuinely impact your life, please consider subscribing and enabling notifications, as we regularly share crucial health information not discussed elsewhere. If you're finding value in this content, please let me know through your comments. Your engagement helps me understand what matters most to our community. Now, let's begin with our first fruit. Although widely praised for reducing inflammation throughout the body, seniors may experience completely opposite effects when consuming it regularly. Let's examine pineapple in detail. 1. Pineapple, the tropical paradox. This tropical, juicy, delicious fruit has long been celebrated as a natural anti-inflammatory powerhouse, primarily due to bromelain, a powerful enzyme extensively studied for its protein-breaking and inflammation-reducing properties in younger, healthier individuals. However, here's the surprising reality most never consider. Despite widespread belief that pineapple consistently reduces inflammation, it may actually be silently causing increased discomfort and pain for seniors. The problem lies in the combination of natural sugars and powerful acids pineapple contains in significant quantities. These sugars aren't as harmless as they appear, particularly for those over 60 whose bodies have changed dramatically in processing ability. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become more delicate, sensitive, and less resilient than in younger years. They don't respond to blood sugar increases as efficiently as they once did. When you consume pineapple, it delivers a substantial natural sugar boost directly to your bloodstream. While this might seem beneficial and energizing, what's the actual impact on your aging body? It causes blood sugar levels to rise rapidly and significantly. That sudden spike can potentially damage tiny, delicate blood vessels responsible for nourishing your legs, feet, and lower extremity muscles. As circulation gradually deteriorates from these repeated sugar spikes, your legs receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients needed for optimal function. What's the result? Often swelling, persistent fatigue, and increasing pain throughout legs and feet. You might notice that dull, dragging ache in your legs after even short walks around the block. Standing for any duration might cause knee stiffness and discomfort, even after spending most of the day seated. Your ankles might begin aching and throbbing in previously unknown ways. There's more to this story. Beyond being naturally sweet, pineapple has a distinctly acidic quality problematic for aging bodies. If you already have arthritis, joint inflammation, or existing joint sensitivity, that acid can actually irritate and aggravate your joints further. It's like adding fuel to a fire already burning in your knees, hips, and ankles, worsening rather than improving inflammation. After regular pineapple consumption, some seniors report legs feeling unusually heavy, as if strength slowly drains away daily. There's something else to consider. The famous bromelain enzyme making pineapple popular can interact dangerously with certain medications, particularly blood thinners and anticoagulants, potentially making them too strong, dangerous, or completely ineffective. Perhaps most dangerous about pineapple consumption for seniors. There are no obvious, immediate negative effects warning of potential problems. You won't experience sudden, acute pain or clearly visible symptoms alerting you to stop consuming it. Instead, damage creeps in slowly and silently, building over weeks and months until you gradually discover reduced movement and function capability. The most heartbreaking aspect is that most seniors remain completely unaware their gradual, progressive leg weakness and increasing pain may be directly caused by the very fruit they consume regularly, believing it's helping their health and reducing inflammation. What can you do for protection? While you don't necessarily need to eliminate pineapple completely, you should definitely limit consumption significantly, particularly if you've been dealing with chronic leg pain, unexplained swelling, or gradual mobility loss. The potential harm may seem small and insignificant, but it's real and can accumulate over time. 2. Bananas, the misleading energy source. If pineapple, despite celebrated anti-inflammatory properties, can be problematic for aging legs, what about a fruit that's soft, convenient, and universally known for providing potassium and supporting muscle strength? This reputation could be misleading in ways you never imagined. Let's discuss bananas. Soft, sweet, and packed with potassium, bananas are widely regarded as excellent food choices for active people and seniors alike. They're supposed to support muscle function, provide sustained energy, and prevent painful muscle cramps. However, the reality for seniors is quite different and more complex than most realize. Bananas are loaded with naturally occurring sugars and fast-digesting carbohydrates that can cause significant problems for aging bodies. This means immediately after eating a banana, your blood sugar levels spike dramatically, and your body begins struggling with insulin resistance. When this happens repeatedly and frequently, your legs suffer consequences because circulation becomes compromised and inflammation increases throughout your body. You might experience noticeable leg heaviness and fatigue after meals, stiff and uncomfortable calves, and persistent dull aches when walking or attempting to climb stairs. Symptoms can be subtle initially, but they gradually become more pronounced and bothersome over time. That's not all to worry about. Bananas also tend to promote fluid retention, particularly in seniors with heart problems or joints that are already stiff and inflamed. The result of this fluid retention is often swollen feet and uncomfortably swollen ankles, making walking and standing more difficult. This effect happens silently and gradually, so you might not immediately connect banana consumption to these physical changes. You consume bananas with best intentions, believing they're supporting and strengthening muscles, but they may actually be progressively weakening you in unexpected ways. The worst part is you won't feel these negative effects immediately after eating bananas. The impact builds slowly over time, and by the time you notice increased pain and movement difficulty, damage may already be significant. If your legs frequently feel heavy, painful, or swollen, it's worth examining the fruits you're including in your regular diet, particularly bananas. 3. Grapes. The innocent-looking inflammation trigger. While bananas aren't as friendly to senior health as they appear, what about something even smaller and seemingly more innocent? What if something appearing completely harmless could equally affect your joints? Our next fruit is small, cute, and innocent-looking, yet could be quietly irritating and inflaming your joints. Let's discuss grapes. Grapes seem completely harmless. They're small, juicy, and incredibly convenient as quick snacks. Beyond being tasty, they're celebrated for being heart-healthy, rich in beneficial antioxidants, and generally well regarded by health professionals. However, most people are completely unaware that eating grapes regularly can actually contribute to moderate leg pain, increasing stiffness, and joint inflammation in seniors. Why does this happen? The answer lies in fructose, a sugar type processed directly by the liver that can convert into fat and uric acid when consumed in large quantities. This becomes particularly dangerous when consumed excessively over time. Real damage begins when your liver becomes unable to process all this fructose efficiently and completely. When this occurs, uric acid begins building up and accumulating in your joints, particularly in sensitive areas like toes, ankles, and knees. This accumulation results in sporadic burning pain episodes, persistent aching, and uncomfortable swelling, making even light walking challenging and unpleasant. That persistent, nagging ache can make daily activities much more difficult than necessary. Have you experienced sharp, piercing pain in your big toe seemingly from nowhere, particularly at night? Have you noticed sudden, unexplained calf stiffness making normal walking difficult? These symptoms might be directly related to elevated uric acid levels in your body, and something as seemingly innocent as eating a handful of grapes could contribute to this problem. Fructose also contributes to persistent, chronic inflammation throughout your body. This widespread inflammation results in joint stiffness, increased pressure and discomfort, and noticeably slower, more difficult movement. The problem is compounded because grapes are extremely easy to overconsume. They're small and tasty enough that you can easily snack on them continuously throughout the day. Before realizing what's happening, you've consumed 2 or 3 cups of grapes, and all that sugar accumulates rapidly in your system. Therefore, while grapes might appear perfectly healthy and innocent snack choices, as you age, they may be gradually undermining your legs' flexibility and making movement less comfortable and more painful than necessary. 4. Watermelon, the hydrating sugar deception. Now you understand what potentially harmful effects could be hidden beneath innocent sweetness. Consider this carefully. If you've been eating grapes regularly and noticing increased stiffness and swelling in your legs, other seemingly healthy fruits have potential to be equally problematic. Another fruit celebrated for being incredibly hydrating, refreshing, and vibrant, but don't let its reputation fool you. It might taste like pure water, but internally, it functions more like liquid sugar. Let's discuss watermelon. Light, refreshing, and practically synonymous with summer hydration, watermelon has become a symbol of healthy refreshment. But could this seemingly innocent, water-rich fruit actually be subtly harming your legs in ways you never imagined? Isn't that a strange and unexpected concept to consider? Everyone believes watermelon is an excellent way to stay properly hydrated, and on the surface, this belief makes perfect sense. After all, watermelon is composed primarily of water, it's relatively low in calories, and feels completely safe to consume in large quantities. However, here's the hidden reality most never consider. Watermelon actually has an incredibly high glycemic index rating. This means despite its water content, watermelon causes blood sugar levels to spike rapidly and dramatically, very similar to effects from eating candy or other processed sweets. For seniors, those frequent and intense sugar spikes can cause serious and lasting damage, particularly to leg health and function. Let me explain exactly how this process works in your body. When blood sugar levels rise rapidly after consuming watermelon, your body responds by releasing insulin to try managing and controlling those elevated sugar levels. However, as our bodies age and mature, insulin regulation becomes increasingly less efficient and more problematic. The result is widespread inflammation throughout your body, particularly in areas where circulation is already compromised, such as your legs. Where does this inflammation typically manifest? Primarily in knees, ankles, and calves. You might experience significant leg fatigue immediately after eating watermelon, persistent dull pain during short walks, and chronic ankle swelling that doesn't resolve. Even simple activities like climbing stairs can begin feeling like mountain climbing attempts. Although watermelon has light, refreshing taste and texture, it can actually function like a beautiful trap, gradually wearing down your legs and compromising mobility. Because it's so juicy and refreshing, most people naturally consume large quantities, especially during hot summer months. What starts as one slice quickly becomes 2, then 3, and before you know it, you've consumed massive sugar amounts, creating stress and inflammation throughout your body. The situation is genuinely deceptive and misleading. While your mind thinks you're consuming primarily water and staying hydrated, your blood sugar levels are actually rising dramatically, your circulation is suffering, and your legs are paying the price for this seemingly innocent indulgence. The question you should ask yourself is, does watermelon actually keep seniors properly hydrated as advertised, or does each bite contribute to increasing discomfort and movement difficulty? If you frequently consume watermelon and your legs have been feeling increasingly tired, heavy, and uncomfortable lately, it might be time reconsidering this seemingly healthy habit. 5. Oranges, the citrus acid challenge. Let's move on to discuss a fruit intimately connected with health, wellness, and vitamin C in most people's minds. This fruit is commonly included in breakfast meals, immunity-boosting beverages, and fresh juices. However, for elderly individuals, this seemingly healthy choice may actually represent a significant acidic challenge to their joints. Let's discuss oranges. Oranges are bright, fragrant, and commonly featured in breakfast spreads, health drinks, and nutritional supplements worldwide. They're widely celebrated for high vitamin C content, supposed to help boost and strengthen the immune system. However, for seniors, particularly those over 60, oranges may actually be hiding an uncomfortable and painful reality most never consider. Behind that appealing citrus glow and refreshing taste lies significant acid amounts that your aging joints simply don't appreciate or tolerate well. Oranges are loaded with citric acid, and while this might seem completely normal and harmless, it can actually irritate your joints quietly and persistently, especially if you already have arthritis, existing stiffness, or any body inflammation. Symptoms you might experience include chronic hip pain without obvious cause, persistent leg pain appearing after extended sitting periods, gradually increasing swelling throughout lower extremities, noticeably limited mobility and range of motion, and gradual morning knee stiffness making it difficult to start your day. While you might naturally assume these symptoms result from simply getting older, your healthy morning orange juice habit could actually be making the very discomfort you're trying to avoid significantly worse. Here's exactly what happens in your body when you consume oranges regularly. Citric acid present in oranges doesn't just affect your stomach and digestive system. It actually enters your bloodstream and travels throughout your body, where it can aggravate and irritate sensitive tissues surrounding your joints. When this citric acid combines with the fruit's natural sugars, it can also cause blood sugar levels to rise, contributing to additional problems. The end result of this process is widespread inflammation throughout your entire body. Your knees, ankles, and calves become inflamed and irritated, making every single step you take more painful, difficult, and heavy than it should be. As you can clearly see, oranges may not be particularly harmful to younger people with resilient bodies, but they can have subtle yet significant effects on seniors with aging joints and compromised circulation. The most challenging aspect of the situation is that oranges have been associated with health and wellness for so long that you consume them with complete confidence, believing you're doing something beneficial for your body. However, as you're learning, they may not actually be promoting your health and well-being as much as you thought. 6. Green apples, the deceptive health choice. What comes next on our list? This particular fruit appears crisp, clean, and appealingly green, containing less sugar than many other fruits. It's widely regarded as the safe, healthy choice for people wanting to watch their sugar intake, but it actually conceals something that could contribute to hip pain, tight knees, and nighttime cramps. Now let's discuss green apples. Green apples have naturally crisp texture and clean appearance, and because they taste significantly less sweet than their red counterparts, most people, especially seniors, automatically assume they're the healthier choice. They appear to be low-sugar, wholesome snacks that should be safe for everyone to enjoy regularly. However, most people are completely unaware that green apples may actually be quietly contributing to leg pain, joint stiffness, and persistent fatigue in ways difficult to detect. The threats come from two main sources: malic acid and hidden natural sugars that aren't immediately apparent. Let's discuss malic acid first. This particular acid is responsible for the distinctly sour, tart taste green apples are known for. While this acid is generally fine and well tolerated by younger people with healthy digestive systems, it can actually be problematic and harmful for seniors' digestion and overall health. When malic acid enters your body, it has potential to irritate tissues throughout your system, including delicate tissues surrounding your joints. As we age, our digestive tract lining naturally becomes more sensitive and less resilient than in younger years. Some older adults report experiencing severe, sharp hip or thigh pain after consuming apples, while others notice increasing knee stiffness or mild burning sensations in their feet. Discomfort typically starts slowly and subtly, but as acid continues accumulating in your system over time, pain and discomfort become more frequent and intense. Next, we need to address sugar content. Even though green apples don't taste nearly as sweet as red apples, they still contain significant natural sugar amounts that can affect your body. For older adults with slower metabolisms and less efficient sugar processing, these sugars can cause problematic blood sugar fluctuations and swings. Results of these blood sugar fluctuations can include tired, heavy calves, nighttime leg cramps interrupting sleep, morning stiffness making it difficult to get moving, and weakness when climbing stairs or performing other physical activities. The most challenging aspect of this problem is that green apples are frequently eaten raw as convenient snacks, or even consumed right before bedtime, creating continuous, ongoing impact on your body throughout day and night. Despite their seemingly healthy, pure, and natural appearance, green apples may actually be gradually making walking more difficult and uncomfortable, stiffening joints, and making nights more restless and less restorative for aging bodies needing proper rest and recovery. 7. Mango, the ultimate sugar challenge. What about a rich, tropical fruit that's incredibly sweet and indulgent? If something as seemingly simple and innocent as an apple can have these kinds of effects on your body, what about one of the most popular and beloved fruits worldwide? Let's discuss mango, which could be described as the ultimate sugar challenge. Mangoes are soft, incredibly juicy, and almost candy-like in their intense sweetness. This tropical fruit is enjoyed and beloved by almost everyone worldwide, particularly during warm summer months when they're at peak ripeness. However, here's the harsh reality seniors dealing with leg pain and joint weakness need to understand. Mangoes may actually be among the most problematic fruits for your aging body. Why is this the case? The answer lies in the fact that mangoes contain massive natural sugar amounts, not just small amounts, but truly significant sugar rushes causing blood sugar levels to rise rapidly and dramatically. If you're under 30 and physically active, your body can usually handle and process that sudden increase without too much difficulty. However, your metabolism undergoes significant changes after age 60, and your body's sugar management ability becomes much less efficient. That intense sugar surge causes insulin levels to spike dramatically and then crash suddenly. Every single time this cycle happens in your body, it creates inflammation deep within joints, particularly in soft tissues surrounding knees, hips, and ankles. This repeated inflammation can cause lasting damage over time. Symptoms you might experience include burning sensations in toes, persistent tingling that doesn't resolve, evening swelling around feet and ankles, and creeping heaviness in legs making movement more difficult. If you have existing nerve problems or neuropathy, mango consumption can make these conditions significantly worse. The deceptive aspect of mangoes is they don't feel like substantial, heavy meals when eating them. They taste light, fresh, and refreshing, making it incredibly easy to consume large quantities without realizing the impact on your body. This tendency to overconsume makes the blood sugar problem even worse and more dangerous. The trick is this feeling of lightness while eating is completely meaningless to your body's metabolic processes. Your body responds to actual sugar content, not to how fruit feels in your mouth, and over time, this can result in unstable leg joints, persistent pain, and increasingly slow, difficult walking. Many seniors consider mangoes natural, healthy treats they can enjoy freely. While mangoes are indeed natural, that doesn't automatically mean they're healthy or appropriate for aged joints and compromised circulation systems. The complete understanding and better alternatives. Now you've seen the complete picture and understand the potential problems. While some fruits are praised and celebrated for health benefits, there can be significant drawbacks and negative consequences for individuals over 60. The encouraging news is that the opposite is also true. There are many fruits that actively fight inflammation, reduce joint pain, and promote strong, healthy legs. Please share what you learned from this discussion today and what specific change you're willing to make in your diet. Let's support and encourage one another in this journey, because sharing our experiences and knowledge makes us all stronger and healthier. Remember, making conscious, informed dietary choices is one of the most powerful tools available for maintaining independence and quality of life as you age. Your body is remarkably adaptable and resilient, and with the right fuel and nutrients, it can continue serving you well for many years to come. Stay strong, stay informed, and always remember that your independence, vitality, and well-being are absolutely worth protecting and fighting for.